Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to our Coastal Business Supplies extraordinary webinar on laser transfer technology. My name is Doug DeWitt from Coastal Business Supplies. So grateful that you can join us for today. And with us today, our special guest, Mr. Chris Godfrey from Forever Paper, who is getting set up right now. And we are going to go through a live demonstration of different Forever transfer paper products. Chris is going to work with the Forever Laser Dark, which is a transfer paper that we use with a white toner printer like the Creo powderless DTFs that we offer at Coastal Business, one that decorated this beautiful shirt here. We're also going to work with Forever Multi-Trans paper, which is a paper for decorating hard substrates, again, which can also run through the Creo powderless DTF. Once we have done the demonstrations, we are going to have a live Q&A session. So if you have any questions regarding powderless DTF printing or the transfer products that are featured in this webinar, please, give us your questions because you have the industry experts here to answer them. And we're going to finalize everything with a special offer for those attending today's webinar because we are happy to have you on board. Now, before we get started, I would like to start with a poll question. Do you currently own a heat transfer laser system? And while I give everyone in the audience time to answer, I would like to welcome from Forever Paper, Mr. Chris Godfrey. Chris, how are you doing today, sir?
I am doing well today, Doug. Thank you for asking. Hello, everyone out there. It's a pleasure to be on another webinar with you, Doug, and Coastal in general. I love getting on with you guys because I feel like this is the place for me to share all of my knowledge. I mean, I really just pack these classes, webinars full of knowledge. I give you everything I know. I promise you, I lay it all out there just so you guys can get prepared to make money, make a great business for yourself, and also make a good name for yourself in this industry. I don't want to go on too long with my short introduction, but it's really important to just be independent and be your own business person. Sponsor your own motivation, your own inspiration in a business that's super, super saturated with a lot of other guys out there, a lot of women out there as well. But you really want to make sure you stand out from the crowd and you want to make your business last. Hence the name, there it is, Forever, because we really, really emphasize the fact that you guys should not just be in the industry for a day, nor just a week, not just as a hobby, but something that you can make sustain for yourself, your family, and give a great honor to your name as well. So I hope that's what I'm able to do for you guys today. I love being on these because I just love to smile at the camera and answer a lot of amazing questions. So please, Doug knows a lot wherever he is on, wherever I'm pointing at, guys. I promise that guy knows a lot of information, and you have his right hand right here as well, knowing a lot of information as well. So please, at any point, ask any questions, whether you think they are simple questions, whether they're hard questions, because I don't have time to get on Google for everything. I don't want you guys to have to go to Google, ChatGPT, or whatever it is to go answer your questions as well. So just make sure to ask questions as you have them, guys, when that Q&A starts, because I promise we're going to give you very unfiltered, straight up answers to make sure you guys are successful. All right, I'm done.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the introduction, Chris, and thank you for the flattery, by the way. Let's go ahead and publish these poll results. Do you currently own a heat transfer laser system? Well, it looks like that 2/3 of our respondees said that yes, they do own a heat transfer laser system. So I'm glad that we have current users on board who are looking to grow in their knowledge of using their laser transfer system and learning about these fine forever products. As far as it's concerned, I do believe that the first product that Chris is going to feature is the Forever Laser Dark, which is a staple in the Forever lineup. It is the main paper that you are going to use to decorate your colored or dark garments. Now, to emphasize that, Chris, just to let you know, I did catch a little bit of grief from my producer today for wearing this t-shirt, but I wanted to let the audience know that today, June 18th, just happens to be the 45th anniversary of the release of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. And what you see here, Chris, this is my custom made
Oh,
Japanese movie poster
wow.
of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. And I want to let the audience know this particular print was made with a Creo powderless DTF printer, and it was transferred with Forever Laser Dark, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
did it 3 years ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, this shirt is 3 years old and it's held up beautifully. So, one of the many things that I love about Forever Laser Dark is the durability of the design when you put it on a cotton or cotton poly blend garment. Now, so you know, you can also decorate dark polyester with Forever Laser Dark. It is one of the most versatile transfer papers that you are going to find for a powderless DTF system like the Creo. So, Chris, if you're ready, I would like to show our members of the audience exactly how Forever Laser Dark works.
Let's do it. I'm
Let's
always
do it.
ready, Doug. I promise. There's never a moment where I'm not ready at all. So I'm ready, you guys. Are y'all ready? All right. I hope everyone's ready. We don't have to take a poll for that one because you're here and I know you are ready to get started. So, guys, again, my name is Chris Godfrey. I work here at Forever Transfers. I can't figure out that it's backwards, y'all. It's backwards. But I work here at Forever Transfers. We are a film manufacturer for sublimation, white toner printers, laser printers, DTF printers. And a very big thing that we emphasize here at our company, it's not our motto, but we really are to help you stay in the print game forever by having really great products to stand behind. I know a lot of you guys or a lot of people in general, if it doesn't apply to you, it might have applied to someone you know. During COVID, everybody was finding something to do. Okay. They were looking for any hack, any knack, anything to keep their hands busy during that time. And a lot of people wound up with bad products, with products that didn't last, where they would sell t-shirts or make cups, mugs that washed away very quickly. Forever is not that product. I really want to be the catalyst for quality products in this industry. In an industry where a lot of things are also made by Chinese companies. And a joke I always make is a lot of these companies are making their paper, their film in the same factory where they're shipping out Temu products, right? And it's just not a quality product. It doesn't have a quality standard to it. And Forever, has a quality product and a quality standard that stands behind it. One thing that I just want to emphasize, and I like to tell everyone, is I've been to Germany a few times. I've been to Europe a few times. When I went to the McDonald's one late night when I was super hungry at 2 a.m., I went to get some fries, maybe a burger or something, whatever was on their menu. All the ingredients are listed below every food item that is currently up there. I went to get the fries. The ingredients underneath were French fries, potatoes, salt, oil, water. Simple as that. You go to McDonald's here in the United States, you're going to see potatoes mixed with plastic, formaldehyde, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of chlorine, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I say that to say the European standard that sits behind my product and a lot of products that come from Europe are they're clean. They're clean cut, no fillers, no additives, no crap. It's simply what you're looking for in the best way possible. So that's why when I go to Europe, I lose 10 pounds. Okay. This shirt was a little bit bigger on me. It's actually a little bit bigger. Okay. Let me brag about that. But every time I go, I lose weight. I feel better. I work better. I just act better. And that's exactly what translates to my products. They do the exact same thing in that manner. So very big emphasis on German-made products, European-made products as well, and the European quality that stands behind it. Now, I'm here today really to go over just a few of my products that I really like to highlight, and it's coming from one of my favorite printers there currently is. Okay, forget the DTF hype, forget the sublimation hype, forget all of that Cricut stuff. If you have it, blessings to you. But my favorite printer currently on the market is a white toner printer. It works amazing. I can shut it off, go on vacation, come back, printer works amazing again. When I talk to people that own a DTF printer, I always joke and I say, well, did you have to have a babysitter for when you went out of town for your DTF printer? Did you have a printer sitter when you had to go out of town for your husband's sister's wedding? You know, white toner printers are the exact opposite of that. I was just out of town for 2 weeks. My printer sat in there on off, nothing going on, no activity. I came back a few Mondays ago. turned it on, started printing absolutely right again with no hesitation, no issue at all. So that's a very big point about white toner printers, is that you can just walk off, come back, and you're good to go, as well as they work like regular printers. You guys, if you don't know this, give it a try. You can start printing regular documents on it with ease, no issue at all. And when you do make it with garments, adding that layer of white on the back of your image really helps those colors pop. I'll stop with the metaphors in just a second. I have so many. But many people ask me, well, why does the white in white toner matter? Because imagine the wall behind me, right? It's all black. If this wall was black and I took a paintbrush with red or blue or green and I started to paint on that black wall, my red would turn into maroon, my green would turn into navy green, my blue would turn into a navy blue. They wouldn't stay true to its actual color. This white wall, if I paint with those same colors on there, red would stay red, blue would stay blue, green would stay green. And that's what that white and white toner does for you. It adds that background. So when you do add it to dark garments, dark polyester, dark cotton, it still works perfectly fine and it looks very natural to its true color. So let's jump into it and let's actually show you and do it today. Now, I don't know how many of you guys actually have a Forever product currently in your arsenal. If you do, thank you so much. It's a blessing to have you a part of the family. If you don't, we're welcoming you to the family today, okay? You are absolutely welcome to jump on in, get into the Forever train, and I'll also give a quick announcement at the end of my segment here today, offering you guys something really, really nice. So, okay, that's my little anecdote right there about Forever, who I am and what I stand for. Again, I'm Chris. You can find me on Instagram, Forever Transfers USA, because I'm in the USA, okay? I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. If anybody's in the southernmost region of the United States, holla at me, but I'm here in Atlanta, guys. So USA, Forever Transfers USA on Instagram. Find me there, where I give a lot more tips, do a lot more demos. I inspire, I translate everything I know, everything I learned from Doug or that I learned from other businesses that I'm a part of. I give it to you guys. I'm not a gatekeeper, okay? I've already named myself the ungatekeeper in this industry, and I plan to keep that title to myself. So let's jump into it seriously this time, okay? I'll calm down. We have the Laser Dark. That's what we're going to be showing off for today. It's this beautiful film right here. If you have not seen it yet, this is what it looks like. It is a transparent film that we print right onto with our image, and we are able to combine that with our B Paper Pro. The B Paper Pro looks like a regular white sheet of paper, just like a notebook sheet of paper without the lines on it, right? But the back of it is really telltale all that it is the B Paper Pro. It has B Paper Pro on the back, tells you what it does, how to use it as well with the included directions that come in the box that you'll order. You combine this B sheet, which is also an adhesive sheet, with the Laser Dark No Cut. Now you'll hear me call these two sheets two different names. The Laser Dark No Cut can be called the Laser Dark No Cut, or it is also referred to as an A foil. A foil, the B Paper Pro, you'll hear me call it the B Paper Pro, but I'll also call it the B sheet. Sheet because it's a piece of paper, foil because this is on a foil itself. This is the one we'll print onto with our print, and again, with that white on the background. Not again, it happens during the same process of printing out, but you will apply that white to the back of your image, and that's what helps it pop. Now, I don't know how well you can see it. I want to come up just a little bit closer. This image, as you can tell, I like to say it's a little ashy, right? It looks a little bit ashy because that white is on the back of it. If I flip it around, yes, you can see those colors much, much better. But looking at it from this way, you can tell that white is on the back of that image. That's the first layer of white that we like to add to our image to help it pop. The B sheet is also a layer of white that will add to the image. It's not only an adhesive sheet, it adds more white to your image, and it helps it pop when you put it onto your garment. Now, a big thing about Laser Dark No Cut, and let's actually go ahead and put these on the heat press because I can talk all day, okay? That's my main thing I like to do. So first off, let's put this on the heat press. We'll combine that A foil with the B sheet, and we just want to line those up. If you do have this paper, you've probably seen it before. If you don't, this is your introduction. There is a tiny, tiny gap between these two pieces of paper. It might be a millimeter, maybe a millimeter of space that is between these two sheets of paper. That is necessary. That's okay. Don't think that your papers have to line up symmetrically all the way around. There should be that little millimeter of a gap. on each side, because when you heat up adhesive or you heat up glue, what happens to glue? It expands. It starts to spread out a bit. So you need that little bit of a space there to help that glue find somewhere to go rather than going onto your heat press. So I want to go ahead and just toss that onto my heat press right now. We're going to open that bad boy up. I have these lined up perfectly for me right now. And we just want to drop that onto the heat press, let those sit there to go and get heat pressed. I am currently at 305 degrees. It may be a little bit up because it is hot in here, guys. It's very hot in Georgia right now, so my heat press may be a little bit higher today, but that's okay. 310 is usually the maximum, and I think it's probably at about 307 or 308. Now, I want to grab as well a parchment sheet of paper, which is right over here, and get that covered. A lot of people like to ask, Chris, what are you using when you cover your prints? Simple. Mine is parchment sheet. You might have also heard or used T-seal sheets when you're putting it onto the garment or whatever it may be. I personally just use a regular parchment sheet. I could take this if it wasn't used, okay? I could take this, bake some cookies on it later on tonight if I'd like to. And I just use that to cover my images when I am heat pressing them. So I'll go ahead and get that bad boy pressed. And I want that to press for about a minute and a half. Now I'm going to go ahead and press that down. I'm at about a medium pressure or so. And we'll let that go for a minute and a half. Now, while that's going, a big thing about laser dart no cut is that it is a weedless no cut transfer sheet. If you've worked with Cricut before, you know about weeding, okay? I've done weeding once or twice in my life. It had to be the most, I can't even say it on here on camera, guys. I'm being recorded, but it had to have been one of the most tedious moments of my life to weed a sheet like I had. And you know, if you do weed or have weeded, I don't know, if you have weeded before, you know that many people have to turn down jobs because of them being too intricate, right? If they have too much white space, if there's too much lettering or small letters or small images, many people will turn down a job because you have to weed out all of those tiny pieces. Well, with the laser dart no cut combined with the B Paper Pro, you don't have to do that anymore. The B sheet actually starts to weed for you because that adhesive is scientifically mojo jojo. No, just kidding. It's scientifically made to only adhere to where the toner currently is on the sheet. It's not going to stick anywhere where the white space is. It only applies to where the image is, where the letters are, even if they're a millimeter small or if they're an inch or two wide, it only applies to those certain areas. So no cut, no weeding, transfer sheet is what you get with the white toner printer. Now, I also want to say, I have to emphasize on the toner part of white toner. I mentioned the white, but the toner is just as important because toner is a dry-based powder. It is not ink. It cannot clog your printer. It cannot have any circulation issues or give you any issues when you're using it because it's just a powder. That's how you're able to just walk off, go on vacation, come back, and you don't have to worry about that. So we let that go. I think that was actually 2 minutes or so on that. Told you guys I can talk all day, but 2 minutes is fine as well. And now we just want to peel that peel that image away from the B sheet itself. So the B sheet was on top, the A sheet was underneath. And I just want to start at a corner here. And I just want to slowly peel away. And then I will get that entire image indented on where that B sheet is. And I'll come up to the camera just so you can see that as well, because I really like to emphasize that no cut, no weed transfer sheet. And I'll show two things when I come up to the camera. I'll show the B sheet, and then I'll also show the transfer itself next to another transfer. So let's look at the B sheet really quickly. Let's hope the camera picks it up very, very well. So as you can see, kind of lightly, that entire image, even all the way down to the super fine lines, was picked up by that actual B sheet. So the entire thing is covered with that adhesive of the B sheet. Now let's take a look at the actual transfer. Now this is the transfer after the B sheet was applied to it. Let's see if I can cut my lights down a little bit if we can see that better. That is it with the B sheet on top of it. Now you might notice, again, it looks a little ashy, okay? It looks just a little bit ashy, but that's perfectly fine. We'll just call that that white overlay that's on top of it. Now let's compare that one with one that hasn't had the B sheet on it, right? Now this doesn't have the B sheet. This, let's back up a little bit. This does not have the B sheet on it. This one does have that B sheet on it. As you can see, the one with the B sheet here that I'm shaking a little bit does have that more white look to the outside of the image. Again, it helps it pop. Whereas this one does not have that on there yet. So sometimes if you want to work ahead of yourself or if you want to prepare, you can absolutely go ahead and put that B sheet and A foil together. Let's say you have a company or a school that you work with that you often make regular transfers for. You can go ahead and combine those two together, and all you need to do at this point is just press it onto your garment. You can store these away. They store perfectly fine in a cool, dry environment. No humidity. Well, it can be a little humid in there, but let's say not Florida humid, okay? If anybody's in Florida right now, I apologize. I think a couple of people I know are in Florida, but I apologize because I know it has to be hot out there because it's super hot here in Georgia. But a little humidity is perfectly fine for it, and you can store it in a cool, dry place, and you can pull it out at any time. Now, the next thing that we need to do, I'll take that little shirt and put that down there, is go ahead and heat press our actual garment. Now, today I will be using just a regular cotton shirt. This is a Fruit of the Loom, the ladies value weight shirt, guys. I feel very comfortable with you all here. Okay, so can I talk freely? Can I let them all say amen? I need some extra large shirts here. I know everybody's like, Chris, you always have medium shirts, medium ladies shirts. Guys, I don't even have shirts for myself. Okay, I'd love an extra large here, but all I have are mediums, ladies. Perfectly fine for demonstrations, but I usually can't get to wear a lot of my own creations because I don't have those extra large shirts here. But that's my soapbox for today. I feel comfortable with you guys. Don't tell anybody, or I'll have to not come back to this coastal webinar again, okay?
So your secret is safe with us.
Okay, it's safe with you guys. Thank you, Doug. I'm glad it's safe over here. Guys, thank you very much for being my confidants. I really appreciate it. So we want to go ahead and pop that garment on there. Now, this isn't like DTG or another process where you have to pre-treat a shirt. I'm simply only popping it onto the heat press and going to heat press it to get those wrinkles out. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. So I popped it on there. I'll just heat press it just for a few seconds. I don't even need to fully close the heat press. I just want all of those wrinkles out of there, smooth and ready to go. That's perfect. Now, I'm going to come to the camera one more time. I like getting up close and personal, guys. I really do. So I would have to come in a lot. Okay, we can kind of see it here. So here is where that glue actually started to spread on the transfer, right? That's what we don't want onto our garment. So now we need to just snip around those edges, a very thin box, just around each of these edges to get that white off of there because we don't want it to mess up our image at all. Now, I will have to take a small commercial break just to run and grab some scissors very quickly.
And while Chris is taking that small commercial break to go grab his scissors, it'll be a good time to introduce our next poll question. Have you ever worked with self-weeding heat transfer paper? Please let us know if you've ever worked with self-weeding heat transfer paper, whether it's Forever Paper or another paper product. So we want to know, is this process new for you, or are you familiar with the self-weeding process? Chris, if you've got your scissors back, I'll let you take over.
I got my scissors back, Doug. Thank you so much. I love these poll questions, by the way. I think they really tell a lot about the audience that's currently out there. Guys, there's a few self-weeding papers, okay? Let's just be honest. There's a few out there, but none that are called Forever, okay? I have to say that, and I have to stand on that very hardly. But I do love a lot of those guys out there. They make a great product as well. Coastal probably sells a few of them, so make sure to just check out Coastal and see your options. I like to also say, let me pause. We're going to take our transfer. I just snipped it, actually. We're going to pop it onto our garment for 30 seconds. We'll let that go for 30 seconds, and then we'll let it cool. So let's do that. And again, on that medium pressure at about 300, 305 degrees, I think is where I'm currently at. But I like to say there are a lot of great companies out there, lots of great companies like Coastal that have a lot of great products. I don't like to seem like a salesman. I'm not a salesman. I'm the marketing guy, actually, guys. I'll just be honest with my title. I'm the marketing manager of Forever US. I don't like to be a salesman. I don't like to try to sell a product. But let's say that a company, or let's be honest and say that a company like Coastal puts people like me or like the competition or others in their inventory because they are good products. Companies like Coastal don't pick up bad products. So if there is someone else that has a self-weeding paper out there that you've used, that you might have had a good experience with, I'm glad. I'm actually happy about that, because that means that Coastal's doing their job for you guys. I'm only here to advertise the product, talk about my product. I'm not here to try to sell you over on it at all. Now, if you like me, you like the product, you like what you see, you like maybe what I'm working with, absolutely, give it a try. But again, Coastal has a host of amazing products on their website, in person, in store. So whatever they do have, self-weeding, sublimation, whatever it may be, check it out. I promise they're doing you a service, and that's why they have me on here today, because, I'm trying to show you maybe the other side of the fence over here with Forever. So we're going to let that bad boy cool down for just a moment, and then we'll be able to peel that away. So I'll just place it right over here very quickly, and we'll let that cool down. Now, do we have those answers from that poll?
Well, speaking of cooling down, yeah, it looks like the traffic on the poll question has cooled down a little bit, but with 61% of our audience responding, 72% of them are using a self-weeding paper or have used a self-weeding paper in the past. So those are actually encouraging numbers, because what it tells me is that you have people who are production oriented, because as you were saying, nobody likes to pick and weed, which is why we wanted to demonstrate this process, not only to show how easy it is, but how time saving it is. Chris, I'll turn it over back to you.
And just to piggyback off of that point, isn't it time saving, you guys? Honestly, it really, really is. The time I did sit down weeding, maybe because I'm inexperienced, maybe because I have sausage fingers, but I was poking myself. I was stabbing myself with that little bitty scalpel medical tool that they give you. I was displeased. Okay, let's be honest about that. I was very displeased. So to come to a product like Forever Laser Dark and start to use that without me having to weed it, it's almost like an epiphany. So I'm glad 72% of you, a lot of you guys out there, have seen that light and not have to go through that weeding process. Now, I want to just pause on that and say, if you do weed, that's okay as well. You may just have that as a tool in your toolbox. A lot of people like to ask, well, Chris, do you prefer DTF over white toner? Do you prefer white toner over sublimation? Do you prefer laser over everything? Do you prefer a Cricut in general? I prefer nothing over anything, because everything has its place. Water has its place on Earth. Grass has its place on Earth. A sublimation printer has its place in the industry. A white toner has its place in the industry. Everything can be a tool. Everything doesn't have to be a toolbox, right? You can use white toner for a lot of things, and we'll get to that in just a moment, a host of things. So it is a, what do they call them? Oh, come on, the tool with like 8 tools, 20 tools on it. I forget the name of it, but it's one of those. But again, it might not be the solution for everything you want to do. Maybe you do want to go buy another printer from Coastal. Maybe you do want to add another line from Coastal that they currently have out there, as well as what you have with your white toner. It doesn't have to be your all ends be ends, right? It can just be a tool in your toolbox. Now, on the other hand, I do have to say, with the white toner printer, you can just about do everything. And while that's cooling down, I'll make a small segue to our Multi-Trans Pro. We're going to come back to the Laser Dark. But when I say everything, the white toner can make t-shirts. The white toner can make a beautiful mug in white. The white toner can make beautiful wooden books as well, book covers. The white toner can make tattoo sheets. The white toner can print on metal. The white toner can print on aluminum. It can print on balloons. It can print on wood, plastic, tumblers, whatever you're looking for. The white toner printer works amazingly on it. Silk, nylon, polyester, poly blends, just about everything you could think of, a white toner printer may be able to do it for you. Now, I have to say that it's not the toolbox, right? Because you may be wanting to make UV DTF, or you may want to make a certain type of tumbler or something. That's why it's also important to make sure to rely on the amazing expertise of Coastal, as well as me, to find out the products that may work best for you and work best for the printer, so you can start making the best money that you can possibly make out there. So I did have to say that. The white toner, once you use it the best way you can make just about everything. But most importantly, you can make money. I like that line. I'm going to take that for something, guys. So our graphic is now cooled down. I think it's ready to go. It is cool. It's ready to go. Now, I am at a bit of an angle. We're looking more at me, and I do want you guys to at least see me try to peel this just a little bit. So let's see if I can try to scoop some of my transfers over here. All right. Let's angle the camera down just a wee bit so we can all see that there. Oh, perfect. Boom. So we have our transfer here, right? It's ready to go. It's completely cool to the touch. I feel it. There's no warmth to it, no heat coming from it. When I do peel my transfers, I like to roll. Okay, let me break it down. Let me come to your level. I like to roll them off. I don't ever want to just rip my transfer off like that. Although it may work successfully sometimes, it might not work successfully every time. And you may start to peel off pieces of your image. Again, it is cool, which means that adhesive, that glue is now cool, but I want to ensure that every piece of that very intricate image is taken off or is onto the garment. So I don't want to just rip it away, making some of those tiny pieces maybe come off, right? I see a lot of people that do just rip, rip, rip. Works fine. My opinion, I would like to rather roll. So when I say roll, I like to apply a little bit of pressure right here at the seal, right where I'm about to roll it off. And I just take my two hands and I just like to roll my image away. That's it. I just take my two hands and roll and roll. And as I can see here, that is a completely clean transfer. Every bit of that image has now come off of there. And now they are all on my garment. Now, if I turn on my light just a little bit, turn that up, we might see a little bit of sheen to that image, right? If we just angle it, you see a little bit of that sheen there, right? We don't want that sheen. Now, I don't want it, but you guys could want it. So depending on what sheet that you use to press with, again, I have a matte parchment sheet here. Some people might have a shiny parchment sheet, or they might use the T-seal or something else. I prefer my garments to have that matte look, matte texture to them, rather than that shiny sheen look. So I want to post press it. I post press once to get that matte look, or for one to get that matte look, and I also post press it again because I want it to fully embed into the garment. When I say embed into the garment, I want that toner to be in every fiber of this shirt possible, because I want it as hard to wash off as a car that's been through a mudslide 2 weeks in a row, okay? I want it to be stuck on there, which is why Doug's shirt still looks that good, because he probably post-pressed it and because he used a Forever Transfer product. So I want to post-press this shirt now to take that sheen away. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll pop it right back onto the heat press very, very quickly. Make sure it's nice and flat. And then we'll go ahead and pop my parchment sheet right back on there once again. Now, this post press can be about 15 or 10 to 15 seconds in general. I will simply go for just about the lower end right now, because I won't wear the shirt. I already told you guys I can't wear a medium. So I just like to use these shirts. Sometimes I give them to Salvation Army. Sometimes I give them to Goodwill. But I heard Salvation Army's much, much better at facilitating donations. That's just my other soapbox for today, guys, because, you know, Goodwill's for profit. Salvation Army's for the people. Let's go ahead and open that heat press back up. And I will go ahead and take that parchment sheet away. And now when we look at it, you'll see that that sheen is now gone. It has that beautiful matte look to it. And again, I told you guys I like coming up close and personal, and I don't want anyone to call me out. Look at how good that beautiful design looks. It's super intricate all the way down to the blades in the skull's mouth. Wow, this is a crazy image. I'm sorry, guys. This looks a little freaky, but it looks really good at the same time. It is super, super intricate, super nice, all the way down to every bit of hair that she has. He, she, I am assuming this is a woman's skull, but it looks very, very good. The colors are super vibrant. And a lot of people like to ask me about the softness of the actual image itself. That post press is also good for that, getting that softness and achieving it when it's on that garment. Now, one other thing that I did not mention that is very, very important in white toner printing is rasterization. What is rasterization? Well, 72% of you guys might know what rasterization is already, but you also might not know. So what is rasterization? Rasterization is the process of adding super, super tiny holes inside of your image to allow it to breathe. So imagine looking at a shirt, right, under a microscope. It looks like threads or it's been threaded. You can see those tiny needles of everywhere that image or the garment has actually been sewn together. It's kind of like that with rasterization. Those super tiny holes, you can barely see them. And when I say barely, I mean you got to be all up on somebody like this to see those tiny holes. But they're super, super tiny. And what they do is allow your shirt to, number one, breathe, your image to breathe. And it allows you, when you wash it, for water to not beat against your image. Rather, it goes through the image and it goes through the actual image that's on your garment. So that's very, very important to rasterize images if you do that process. Some people don't. Some images you don't necessarily have to. I usually say images or pictures or words that are larger than 2 fingers like this. Well, I have to say 2, okay? Normally, guys, it's 3, but I got little bratwurst fingers, so I have to say 2 fingers, but normally 3. If it's larger than about 3 fingers, you need to rasterize that image because you don't want that water to just beat against it. Again, these are here forever, but we want to make sure that our customer is getting the longest lasting product possible. So if you are making something super huge or big images, rasterize it. This one, very thin, guys. It's not more than 2 fingers. Everything's super intricate. So I didn't need to rasterize that one. But again, rasterize if it's bigger than 2 or 3 fingers. Okay. So that's the laser dark no cut. I think I covered everything top to bottom with that bad boy. Again, one of my favorite products to use with the white toner printer. I can make amazing garments with it in no time. You saw that first process, 1.5 minutes. Second part of the process, 30 seconds. Good to go. And now I have a full shirt right here after that last 15 seconds. And you can also prep your transfers and get them ready to go. I love to prep my transfers. Even before my webinar today, I didn't know which one I would make. I printed so many transfers, guys. This is like a money spread, okay? I printed lots of transfers. I won't use them all today. I probably won't use them all next week, but I can store these and I can come back to them when I'm ready to use them. That's my favorite part about these toner transfers, or one of my favorites. I said everything is my favorite, right? But one of my favorite parts, I can come back to these when I'm ready for them. So I get to put those away and I get to come back to them very, very soon. So that's the laser dark. If you have questions, we're coming to that Q&A, I promise, very, very quickly. We're already at, wow, guys, I talked for 40 minutes. I like you guys. You guys are very quiet when I talk. No, I get it. I can't hear anybody's voice. But I like you guys that are out there. So let's go ahead and jump on into the next product that we have for today. And that's going to be my Multi-Trans Pro. My Multi-Trans Pro is what I was talking about when I said it goes on everything. Everything that you can stick under a heat press, Multi-Trans Pro can pretty much stick to it. My joke that I like to tell people, Multi-Trans Pro sticks to everything but sand, okay? It does not work on sand, but if you can put it onto a heat press, it will absolutely stick, and it's a super smooth process. Now let's jump back to the little things that I showed you, right? This is just a book that I made a few months ago, maybe a year ago at this point. Made this, it has a wooden cover, as you can see here on the back, but it looks amazing. Made with Multi-Trans Pro. Another one, this is an aluminum sheet, tiny metal sheet, I'd also like to say, made with Multi-Trans Pro. Works well on the wood, works well on the aluminum sheet. And then we get to come over to this mug. Also works well on mugs. This is ceramic. A ceramic mug works well. Many people like to ask, was it a sublimation mug, sublimating type of mug? No, this is just a mug, a regular mug that I've gotten purchased at maybe Dollar General. I try to stay very cheap when I make things online, guys, but very, very cheap mug that I was able to start printing on. It does have a small bit of coating on it as well, but it isn't necessarily a sublimation mug. So Multi-Trans Pro goes on just about anything you can think of. Acrylic, metal, ceramic, wood, plastic tumblers. whatever you're looking for, it works amazing on. So let me show you, and let me not tell you how it actually works. Now,
Well,
just
while you are showing them, Chris, it begs us to bring another poll question because, having a white toner printer like a Creo powderless DTF is so versatile. You could use it for dark garments, light garments. You could also use it for substrates. So, what I want to ask our audience today is, do you primarily decorate garments, or do you do hard surface substrates? Please reply to the poll and let us know. And Chris, you can take it from here.
there you go. Now, before the poll even comes out, I am happy whether you're using that white toner printer for just garments or for substrates, or if it's one or the other, or even both. I'm just happy you're using a white toner printer because that means you've seen the light, okay? You've seen the light of the amazing white toner printer. But I will at the same hand say that white toner printer can do a lot of things, so many things. So if you aren't using it for hard surfaces or substrates or other textiles that are out there, give it a try. Order a sample pack, get a few sheets from Coastal, see how you feel about it, and maybe you can start making money with that as well. Guys, these little pieces of wood here, this was like a couple of cents. Let me actually show you another one I have here. And I love to show off my designs, and this is why this is still up. Guys, this is a Christmas sign that I made, literally 2024 Christmas. This board I quite literally got from, this is Hobby Lobby. I was going to say Dollar Tree, but it came from Hobby Lobby, okay? If you've been to Hobby Lobby, you know these things are super cheap. Hobby Lobby always has a 40% off somehow, some way. I don't know how they're still in business, but I got this for maybe $4 to $5, maybe less than that, I want to even say, because it was just a blank piece of wood. But I decorated it with the Multi-Trans Pro, and I was able to make something beautiful like this. And I can even say I could probably sell this same sign here. It's very thick wood, might I also add. Very thick, very durable, even came with the string on there. I could probably sell this sign for $15, $20, maybe $25, especially if it's customized. Now, this one just says, Dear Santa, I can explain on it. But imagine you were able to put the Johnson family, the Godfrey family, your family, or a few pictures of family members on there as well. You could make a ton of money off of something you might have spent $2, $3, or $4 on with a white toner printer and just one sheet of paper. So let's really jump into the Multi-Trans Pro. The Multi-Trans Pro also, just like the B sheet, looks like a regular piece of paper. And it's right here. I don't have any blank sheets with me today. I've actually already printed on this one. This was a print that I did for Father's Day. To the dad wearing many hats is what it says. It has little golden retrievers with little faces on them. Okay, I love cute stuff. But it has lots of faces on it, and I was able to print this with that Multi-Trans Pro. And the sheet itself has the words on the back of it. Multi-Trans Pro tells you right there, available at 8.5 by 11, 11 by 17 as well. And it applies the same way, the fact of the white. The white applies the same way, like I said, with the laser dark. You'll print your regular image in the same cycle. That white toner printer will also add white to your actual image to help that image pop when you do lay it down on something. So all of my graphics today are covered with the image, but also a white on there as well. Again, it looks like a regular sheet of paper. It is not translucent or transparent. It is just a white sheet of paper. And for today, I don't have much metal here. I don't have much of that aluminum in stock. So I will just use wood, and I will use a paper bag just to show the ease of it. Now, when I do use these products, I have to say that different substrate types like wood or like paper bags or like aluminum or even like the mug, depending on its thickness, have a different pressing time. The thicker it is, usually the longer you have to press. Something like a thin paper bag like this only takes 3 seconds. No kidding. I'm able to transfer a full image, which I have a few over here today. These are some that I usually just put on wood. Again, you can also store these, no problem at all. And I will be able to transfer these full images onto here. So we have our paper bag. This one actually has a little bit of dirt or something on there. We're going to take that one and toss it over. We're going to use just this regular paper bag here. We're going to open our heat press up. I don't necessarily need to preheat this product because it is super thin. Now, something that's thick, like a mug, that heat needs to travel through, I would preheat this mug before I actually start to transfer it on there. But with a piece of paper or a paper bag like this, it's so thin, the heat has already transferred through just from my bottom plate. I don't need to worry about preheating that. Let's cut one of these graphics off of my multi-trans sheet. So I'll go ahead and get one of those cut off of there now.
And while you are doing the cutting, I am going to be doing the publishing of the poll results. Do you decorate garments or hard surface substrates? It looks like with 44% of the audience responding, 57% of those say that they decorate hard substrates. Now, that's 42% doing garments, but what you're basically looking at is like a 60-40, almost 50-50 split between garments and substrates. So it's nice to have a system that gives you the versatility to do both.
Like that. And I'm liking that you guys are using it for the substrates, for the hard surfaces, for the textiles. That makes me happy because that, again, shows me you've seen the light of a white toner printer and what it can do for you and your business. There's so many avenues to make money, right? You could buy a pressure washing machine to pressure wash a house, but guess what? You could also pressure wash a driveway. You could also pressure wash, I don't know other things to pressure wash, okay? But you can pressure wash a couple of things. Same thing applies to a white toner printer. You can start to make textiles or you can start to make hard surfaces as well. And with something like the Multi-Trans Pro from Forever, it's so easy. Why not? That's it. Let's go ahead and take this cut transfer and put it right onto this paper bag that we have here. Now, I just want to drop it dead in the center, and we want to go ahead and get that pressed as well. Let me grab my parchment sheet once again. Get that laid down right on top. Close that up, and I just want to get that closed again. It's super, super thin. So 3 seconds, 5 seconds works perfectly fine. I will talk over. I probably already talked over 3 seconds. So we'll get that bad boy opened up. And then all I have to do at this point is take it. I want to get this end piece over here, and I just want to peel it away. And I have a full image already transferred over. My multi-trans is already good to go. Finally all gone, ready to go there. And I can just open this bag up now. I actually can't open the bag. Oh, there it is. I actually got sausage fingers, guys. Maybe this bag has some adhesive on it. Maybe I was not supposed to do this bag, guys. I think this was actually a... We will negate that fact. I cannot now open this bag, guys. I cannot even open a paper bag. For some reason, I feel like there's a little bit of adhesive on the inside of there, if you can kind of see that. But what's a live presentation without a blunder, okay? I've been doing so good. The heat press was like, let me show you how good you cannot do. So it was super quick, super easy with that one. Now let me go ahead and show maybe on another paper bag. For some reason, this texture does feel a bit weird. Let me make sure. There is like a little bit of, I don't think you can see that, but there's a little bit of adhesive or something on the inside. It looks like a stamp that if I lick it, it kind of closes over. That's cute for a paper bag, not useful for this situation here. But let's go ahead and do that one more time. I probably did it so fast, nobody even saw. So we just want to cut a transfer off of here. Actually, I don't even need to cut that transfer. Let's go ahead and just put 2 of them on there, cover it with my parchment sheet once again. And again, all I need is 3 to 5 seconds for this bag. Now, I want to also add, I am at a higher temperature because I didn't have much time to lower my temperature, but the pressure would stay the same. Most Multi-Trans Pro items are 275. I'm currently at 314. That's okay because it still transfers perfectly fine, but you can turn your heat press down to 275. As you can see, up to 314, I would say, or let's try to stick at 300 for it, but you can turn it up and you're good to go. Mug presses are different. That is a different temperature, but more things that you'll transfer onto, 275 works perfectly fine for you. So again, 3 seconds or so, and then we get to peel that away. Now I want to find a piece of wood. I thought I brought a piece of wood in here with me to transfer onto as well, but we'll work with this bag for now. And as we can see, once again, we just want to take it and we just want to peel that whole image off of there, and we're able to, let's come up to the camera, get that entire image already taken off and put onto the sheet. Now I get a clean Multi-Trans Pro sheet right there, and then I'm good to go with that. Now I want to find a piece of wood very quickly. Oh, can I do the back of this wood? Okay, we have a piece of wood here. This one was clean. It just is my Multi-Trans Pro sign, but we'll pop that bad boy on there as well. It is a bit thicker than the actual sheet of lunch bag that we have here, but we'll pop that on there. So we'll press that one for 5 to 10 seconds. Now with wood, I do want to preheat that. I want some of that heat to transfer through. So we'll just go ahead and get that pressed down just for a few seconds or so, not too long. And let's try to take, do I have other multi-trans images in here? I want a good one for my wood, guys. I don't like to waste wood, okay? The trees. I love the trees. I don't have a good one. I just have more of the same one. So I guess we'll just fall for the same one there. Sigh, butterfly. Oh, what's this one? Okay, we have one here. That is a couple of different images, actually. I like this one a lot. So my wood is now preheated and it is hot to the touch, okay? Make sure you have gloves if you are working with something like wood, or might I add, the aluminum, okay? Aluminum and ceramic and metals absorb and retain heat very, very well. Now this piece of wood will cool down eventually. It's not that bad now, but when you are working with the more retaining heat material, you want to make sure you use gloves for them because it will be hot to the touch. So I want to make sure I put this on there correctly. So I want to line up all of those images on there, pop that down, and my parchment's on the bottom. So I won't cover it with parchment this time, but you better cover it with your parchment sheet. Not because the paper will do anything, not because the wood will do anything. You just want to make sure your beautiful heat press that I know everybody spent a pretty penny on stays safe, okay? My heat press, this is my brand of heat press, the Forever Insta 256 Forever Edition. I can mess it up, but you, don't do that. You better make sure you cover that thing with some parchment sheets in general. So now this one is a little bit thicker. I got to come around and put my arm into it. All right, I got to do the really quickly just to get that closed down. And then I want to go ahead and release that after about 5 to 10 seconds. So let that go. I feel like it's already been 5 to 10 seconds, okay? I just have to say it feels like it. So let's go ahead and open that bad boy up now. And again, this is hot, all right? This is hot. So I'm not gonna pick it up immediately. I'm just gonna peel it right here on the actual heat press itself. I just want to peel that away. Woo! And I have that clean Multi-Trans Pro sheet. As you saw, there was something on there at first. Let me grab the t-shirt we just used actually to pick this piece of wood up because that bad boy is hot. And we were able to transfer every one of those images onto that piece of wood in 5 to 10 seconds.
That is awesome.
That easy and very, very smooth. So that's the Multi-Trans Pro. I think I covered everything with that one, but I'm ready for a Q&A now, okay? I've been talking. I want to talk about something that y'all want to talk about. I talk about what I like to talk about, okay? But let me know what your questions are, guys. I hope I'm not taking over Doug's job and segueing throughout this session all on my own. But Doug, what's up next? Let me ask you first.
All right, well, let me hit you with a few questions here. We do have one question. I love Forever paper. Lately, when printing on black shirts, I'm getting some white splatter drops of some kind that ruin the cleanliness of the print. I'm using a Creo 8432. Am I marrying at too high of a pressure? Humidity? How can I solve this?
I would love to answer that question, but I wish I could find the shirt. Okay, guys, I had the same question just earlier this week, guys, and I made these 2 shirts for someone, but I'll just talk my way through it as I do everything. You are using too much pressure. That's plain and simple. I have no other answer for that question. When you use too much pressure, that B sheet is looking for something to adhere to, right? If you're using a lot of pressure, you're basically forcing it to adhere to the actual A foil. Lighten up that pressure just a little bit, whether you're on a manual or whether you are on an automatic machine. Lighten it up a little bit. The A foil doesn't need too much. Again, maybe a medium pressure on the more lower end of medium rather than the medium end of medium, right? So right at medium, and then you won't see those. You're probably looking at those. They look a bit cloudy, right? They're cloudy, they're splotches, look like little beautiful white clouds all over your image that you've now had ruined because of that pressure issue. So I promise it's a pressure issue. Let me know. Hit me up on Forever Transfers USA, Facebook, or Instagram, and let me know if I answered that question correctly. Give it a try tonight. All right.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback onto that, it could also depend on the age of the paper. Sometimes if you've had your B sheet for a while, it may absorb a little bit of moisture from the atmosphere. So if you get some of those splatter dots around your designs, one thing that I always suggest is when you're working with your heat press and you get that bottom platen, you preheat that bottom platen before you get started. What I like to do is lay my B sheet on the bottom platen just for a couple of seconds to drive out any surface moisture that might be in the B sheet before I lay it over the A foil and apply. You might want to try that trick depending on the age of the paper. I got another question here. I've got an old 8432 before Creo bought the system, and I've hardly ever used it because the software with it is horrible. Does Creo have a better software I can get? Well, the software that we package with Creo is called Digital Factory, and the latest version is version 11. So what I would probably suggest to do is if you can email me ddewitt@coastalbusiness.com, I will try to get you a link where you can download a trial version of Digital Factory 11. And if you happen to like that version over what you're using at the moment, should be no problem to get you over to Digital Factory.
Beautiful answer to that question. I totally agree with Doug on that right there. And shout out to you. Okay, that's the Okie gang. All right, we know about the Okie around here, don't we, Doug? You're part of the Okie gang, guys. And still a great printer, still will work. I have ran into people that have had that Okie printer. I think it's the 9422. I don't want to misquote the model number, serial number, but still works perfectly fine. Definitely check out that Digital Factory update 11 because it's really, really good. And Digital Factory stays on those updates very frequently. As you guys give more feedback, more updates come along the way to where the point it will be a beautiful, beautiful software. Well, it's still beautiful now, but it will be the absolute best software that you can use for your printer. So thank you for that answer, Doug. That was a good part.
Well, I appreciate that. And since you are the expert, Chris, I'm going to throw this question at you. This
Okay.
question is, how fast can you make a t-shirt from start to finish after the artwork's been printed?
Wow. Okay. I actually did a video on this, and if I hadn't cut my heat press off, I would actually do that right now. Okay. I do speed runs all the time. And if I can quote that video correctly, I was able to finish from the printer, which is only across the hall from me, guys. It's right there, over here to my heat press in under 4 minutes. I think my exact time was like 4 minutes and 19 seconds to make a full t-shirt when I was really speed running through it. Okay, burning my fingers on the transfer, peeling it apart, because really, again, the initial press is 1.5 minutes, right? The second press is 30 seconds, and you have to give it time for it to cool down as well. So if I really, really wanted to get it done, I could probably make it happen in about 3.5 minutes, but I was at 4 minutes and 19 seconds for a full shirt, okay? But if I really put my all into it and my printer was right here and I didn't have to cross the hall, that's not that far, but it kind of been over there, I might have been at 3.5 minutes. And I'm sure if you have that workflow already set up with your transfers right there, B sheet already ready to go, heat press, boom, 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 you could probably be even faster than that. So I would say if you try it, if I really gave it my all, 3.5 minutes. But statistically and evidence proves that I was able to do it in under 4 minutes.
Still faster than picking and weeding. Have another question for you, Chris. When it comes to your Forever Paper products, can they be used in other printers besides a white toner printer?
Oh, very, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, okay, you should use it in a white toner printer, but you don't necessarily have to use it in a white toner printer. That white is, again, very important, guys. It's so, so important. But if you check out my Instagram page, and I hate to do the self-promotion so much, but I often use a laser printer as well called the Canon LBP 6030. It is a $99 laser printer. It only prints in black, mind you. It doesn't print in any other color, but I'm able to use my Laser Dark in it, my Forever Multitrans Pro in it. I'm able to use my tattoo sheets in it, Forever Laser Flex Soft in it, because all I really need is the toner to work. Now, I still want the white. The white is very important. Now, I can still make garments with that $99 printer. I can still make tattoos with it, hard surfaces, but I need that white. I don't care because it's 99 bucks. I want that white because I want my customers to get the best product possible. But a lot of people are working with limited funds. I am. I like to tell people all the time, I don't have a credit score worth jack. My credit score is flat as the earth. Just kidding. I'm not a flat earther, but it is super, super flat, guys. So if I was to start off, I would start off with something like the Canon printer. That's only 99 bucks. But if I'm able to really maximize on my business and make the most of my business and give the most to my customers, heck yeah, I'm going to buy a white toner printer, because that white toner printer is going to give me the color number one, that white number two, and then the ease of use as well, number three. Okay. So yes, you can use it with laser printers. Yes, you can use it with the other brand, those other guys, the Uninet printers. You can use it there as well, but you can absolutely, I would prefer to stick with that Creo 8432, and you're going to get the best product as possible.
Yeah, the caveat that I would throw in is if you're going to use a standard laser printer as opposed to a white toner printer, you can use some Forever papers, but bear in mind, you're going to have to go onto a white or light colored fabric or substrate. If you really want the ability to do dark fabrics or dark substrates, you need to have that white, which is why you need a white toner system like the Creo powderless DTFs, which allows me to segue into the special that we want to offer for you attending this webinar, because we appreciate you taking your time to attend the webinar. As an offer to you, the participants here, if you purchase a Creo 8432 starter bundle, which is already on sale at $7,495. Now, just to let you know, that starter bundle comes with the printer, it comes with the Digital Factory RIP software, it comes with the power cords and the cables, it comes with your toners, and it will also come with the Forever Laser Dark, a sample package of the Magic Touch T1 paper, as well as a package of our CPM 6.2 paper for hard substrates. We will throw in an additional pack of Forever Multitrans at no charge, and we'll also discount the price of the starter bundle by $115 so that you save a cool grand off the normal system price for that package. Now, if you need a heat press to go along with that, we do have our Creo 8432 Pro system, which includes the Creo One Press, a 16-inch by 20-inch swing-away heat press for working with self-weeding papers and these hard substrate papers, because Chris can nod his head that having a swing-away heat press is important with working for self-weeding papers. So as far as that's concerned, our special on that is normally $8,795, but we will discount that special an additional $250 and throw in a pack of Forever Multitrans hard surface paper for you just for watching this video. Now, there are some terms and conditions that apply. You can't use this offer with any additional offer from Coastal, and you must submit your order by the end of the month, June 30th, 2025. If you have any questions, please contact us through our 800 number. That's 800-562-7730. You can reach me at my direct extension 2130, or you can also talk to my other Creo associate. His name is Tim Allen. Tim is a great guy. You can reach Tim at the same 800 number, 800-562-7730, and Tim's direct extension is 1989. You can email him at tallen, that's TALLEN, at coastalbusiness.com, or you can email me, Doug DeWitt, DDEWITT, DeWitt, at coastalbusiness.com. We certainly hope that you enjoyed our webinar featuring laser transfer technology. I want to thank Chris Godfrey from Forever Paper for giving us his valuable time going through these demonstrations, basically showcasing everything that white toner printing can do. Chris, we appreciate it. Thank you for the effort, man. I would love to have you back on again for more webinars because it's been fun, my man.
Yes, thank you very much for the invitation. And thank you all. I'll just piggyback off of what Doug said again for even taking the time, guys. It's a random Wednesday started at 2 p.m. Okay, you might be in CST or wherever you are, but it's a random Wednesday, okay? And you took your time to sit here with us, talk through the products, sit with me, tell my lame dad jokes, and show you my amazing products. So I really, really appreciate it. Guys, make sure to take up Doug on his offer if you have not bought a white toner printer yet. And if you're interested in the products and you currently own a white toner printer, reach out to me as well. I can't let Doug one-up me, okay? He can't just come in with this amazing deal. I got a deal. Hit me up on Instagram, okay? Okay, guys, make sure to follow me, Forever Transfers USA. If you attended this webinar today, I want to open up my sample packs to you guys. It includes one of every single one of Forever Transfer products that Coastal does sell. So if you are interested in the Forever lineup, want to see really what your Creo printer can do or what your older Oki printer may be able to do to the one of you, come hit me up on Instagram, let me know, and I'll make sure to send out a sample package to you. Let me know your name, your address, give me a phone number. Even if you just want to say hello to me, reach out to me there on Instagram, but just let me know you attended this webinar today, and I will absolutely send out a sample pack free of charge. I take care of the shipping, okay? This isn't free for you, but pay for the shipping. I'll make sure it gets out to you guys so you can test it out for yourself. It'll include just about every Forever product that Coastal does sell, so you can get a taste of it before you jump into the deep end. So, Doug, I got an offer too, dude.
Well, we appreciate you offering that to everyone who's in attendance here. Nothing like getting a hold of those Forever samples and testing out what your white toner system can do. We do appreciate that offer, Chris. Thank you for one-upping me, even though I'm the guy wearing the 45th anniversary Star Wars Empire Strikes Back shirt. But congratulations, man. Even with this, you were still able to do it. We appreciate your time, Chris. We appreciate the audience's time. Let us know if you have any further questions, and make sure to continue to tune in to Coastal Business Supplies for more informative webinars. I want to say we've got some that are scheduled coming up that are going to be dealing with different financing options available at Coastal. We'll be sure to broadcast that information through all our social media channels so that you can attend. Until next time, I'm Doug DeWitt with Coastal Business Supplies. Our time is up. We thank you for yours.
Guys, catch you all next time. Oh, I got an outro? I'm Chris Godfrey here, Forever Transfers as well, guys. And again, I'm not here to help you stay in the print game for a day. I'm not here to help you stay in the print game a week. I'm here to help you stay in the print game forever. I'll catch you guys very, very soon.